All right, so what's up, guys? It's me, Z Flow, and I just wanted to talk about this movie really quick, The Wild Robot. I just saw the trailer yesterday, and it looks so good. It looks like something that I would love. I just wanted to talk about it really quick. I actually made some notes about some stuff I wanted to mention. So the first note over here, right? Iron Giant. Iron Giant is like one of the first movies I've ever watched. Period. I'm pretty sure. I remember, like picking up the VHS from the library. I'm pretty sure. I think that's what happened. It was so long ago, I barely remember. But I remember this is one of the first movies I ever watched. I absolutely loved it. I love the Iron Giant. I've watched this movie multiple times, and the Wild Robot, it just gives me so much like Iron Giant vibes, which I think is great. I think there might be people who think it might be like too similar or something, which makes no sense because it's a whole new movie. But it's just the vibes, just the general like vibes or sense that I get from it is kind of like the Iron Giant, which I think is an A+ sign. Like that, I want more movies that are like the Iron Giant. This looks like that, so I'm super duper excited about it. And I just love these sorts of AI type movies, right? So I have some other trailers of movies I've watched that I've really enjoyed so far. So this is Chappie. This is like a more, I guess I want to say like grown up version of the Iron Giant or of these sort of like AI learning to be human sorts of movies. It's a little bit more violent. But it's still really, really good. If you've never watched this, I'd highly recommend it. I've watched AI, which is like, one of the absolute like original ones. Wow, this is a terrible quality trailer. Holy moly. I did not see it before recording, but dang, this is a trash quality. But anyway, if you've never watched AI, okay, I'm not gonna lie. This movie, it's kind of a long watch. Like, Chappie is good because it has like action and stuff in it, and you could slowly watch Chappie's progression. AI, it's more of like a thought-provoking movie, but I gotta admit, the pacing is actually a little bit slow sometimes, but super interesting. I loved watching it when I was watching it. And I don't know, The Wild Robot, I feel like it's gonna be another one of those sorts of like, this robot is in the forest and he's like slowly learning to assimilate with his environment and growing attached to the creatures and all that, right? If you watch the trailer, it's just so great. And, I really love it. As I knew I was going to record this video as soon as I saw this trailer just because it's just the movie I want to talk about. I recently watched Jacob Geller's Pinocchio video, which if you haven't watched this video, you should really watch it. It's great. It talks, there's a game that recently came out called Lies of P, which is like a Pinocchio-inspired video game, which is really, really nice. And it just turns out there's a lot of like Pinocchio-inspired stuff that's come out. It was either last year or the year before. It was like 2022 or 2023, where just a bunch of Pinocchio movies came out. And I don't know, Pinocchio is just a really interesting story. And all of these like AI, like robots learning to be human, learning to have emotion and stuff like that, they're all kind of sort of related to Pinocchio in a sense, which I think is interesting. I don't really have anything, like I'm not particularly interested in Pinocchio specifically. I'm more interested in specifically robots learning to like be more human or connect with other humans. But I don't know, it's just interesting that this video only dropped like a month ago, and it's like super relevant to all these like AI and like robot type movies. This one in particular, I feel like it would be a good connection for. So I thought that was just an interesting little thing. I love animated movies in general. So the types of movies that I've seen recently have been animated movies in the theaters, except for Spider-Man. Spider-Man's the only exception. It's funny because I actually haven't seen a Spider-Man movie in theaters in a very long time, but I would, is what I'm trying to say. Like if a Spider-Man movie, like if the next like Tom Holland Spider-Man movie dropped like tomorrow, I would watch it in theaters. That's the only exception. I don't think there's any other movies that I'm very interested in watching in theaters right now. Like even when like Oppenheimer dropped, I wasn't super interested in that. Like just like, so many insane movies that are coming out, but I'm not really interested in any of them except unless they're animated. And this looks like probably the best one. I just wanted to make a note that this might just be the first new like IP I'll watch it in theaters. Like even the other animated movies that I've watched in theaters or all the movies I've watched in theaters have been connected to like a previous thing that previous franchise I'm already aware of. Spider-Man. I also saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated movie, which is TMNT. The Mario movie I saw, which is again, it's connected to Mario. So they're all connected to something I already know and I'm familiar with. This looks like the first movie, and I literally don't even know how long, that's not connected to anything that I already know about, but is something that I'm interested in watching, right? One of the things I wanted to mention really quick is this short by the Overwatch team, right? The Last Bastion, which is, this is like so similar to the Iron Giant. Even the scene where like he like turns evil or whatever. It's just such an Iron Giant callback. But I actually think this short is more similar. Again, from my guesses, is will probably be more similar to the Wild Robot than the Iron Giant is, because the Iron Giant, it's really a story about Hogarth and the giant, right, and the robot. Like it's a boy and his robot movie. It's not really the robot movie. This short by Overwatch, The Last Bastion, it's really all about Bastion. It's all about the robot. And I feel like the Wild Robot, I mean, I don't see any human beings in the trailer. So, I mean, maybe there are, but I feel like it's just going to be a robot and animals, but we'll see. So, really, really interested in that. So if you look at this comment, I didn't even know this until just now, but this comment said that this is a book, and like a book or a book series. I didn't know about that, so I just looked it up real quick. Apparently, it's based on a children's book by Peter Brown. If you just look it up right over here. And that's super interesting. I thought, at first I thought this was like a completely original movie, but I mean, of course not, right? There's just no way that anything's completely original nowadays. But I've never read the children's book. It's very highly rated over here, so I'm super interested. I love How to Train Your Dragon. If you just see right over here, the filmmakers who brought How to Train Your Dragon is, the same ones who are making or producing this movie. I absolutely love How to Train Your Dragon. One of my all-time favorite animated movies. I've seen all the movies. I've seen them multiple times. The first one is such a banger, man. Oh my god, that first movie is just so well paced. It's so good. I have a lot of good memories connected with How to Train Your Dragon. I love the book series for How to Train Your Dragon. I'm really excited to see what the team can do here. If you just look at the animation style, right? I don't know if you can really see it, but like I don't know, just the way that like these otters look. I think they're otters. Like, just the way that this is animated and just the style of it, it just reminds me so much of Puss in Boots. I think it's like the same animation style or same team. I could be wrong about this, but it just looks so similar to me. Like, just the way that the movie looks. I saw Puss in Boots as well. Not in theaters, but I saw it, and it was a great, great movie. Highly recommended. I love these animated movies, man. They're just so good. And this just looking like another banger. Now, I've seen a bunch of animated movies recently, but if I'm being honest, like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was the best one by far. It wasn't even close. So I watched Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in theaters, and I'm so glad I did. That's probably one of the only movies I've watched recently in theaters that I was like glad to have watched in theaters for. I saw Mutant Mayhem in theaters, and Mutant Mayhem's good. It's a great movie. I'd recommend watching it, but I didn't like need to see it in theaters. Same thing for the Mario movie. I watched the Mario movie in theaters. I thought it was great, right? I really like the Mario movie. I'm a big Nintendo fan, but I didn't need to see it in theaters. Across the Spider-Verse, it's a damn shame if you don't watch it in theaters, in my opinion. Like when the inevitable ending or like trilogy of that movie comes out, the third part, man, that's a day one buy for me. Like that's probably my most anticipated movie right now. I loved Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It was so good. Into the Spider-Verse was also great. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I hope this movie is, because I'm going to watch this in theaters. I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch this in theaters. I'm just really interested in it. I'm more interested in this specific movie than any other animated movie coming out. I know that Inside Out 2 was like announced, and I'm like, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a great movie, but it's not captured my attention like this, because this is something I'd actually want to watch. It just looks so interesting. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to watch it in theaters. I really hope it's worth it, or it's really good. It ends up being good. So yeah, this looks like a type of movie that I'd like to make. Since I just love these sorts of like robots learning to be human or learning to connect with their environment sorts of movies, since I just love this sort of thing, this is like the type of animated movie I could see myself making. The last movie that I saw that I felt like I could have made was Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, if you have not seen that movie is an absolute banger. It's so good. I love that movie. And what I love about that movie, I mean, I love everything about the movie. The plot is so good. The characters are great. But there's like a silliness to it. There's like it takes itself seriously, but there's also parts where it doesn't take itself too seriously, which that's like if I was a filmmaker, if I ended up making movies, that's the type of filmmaker I'd love to be, where sometimes you can just laugh at yourself, right? You can crack the joke. You don't have to be so serious. That's like the type of thing that I love to make in my videos or just in my style of content. And I don't know, I just think that's great. I don't think this movie's going to be like that, but in terms of like a genre or theme of movie that I would make, I could see myself making a robot learning to be human movie. I could see myself making Everything Everywhere All at Once. Such a fantastic movie. Another thing that captured me about this trailer was that the trailer, it's this trailer, like just the trailer is so good. It's this great trailer. It has a remixed version of What a Wonderful World, which I love that song, and it fits so well with this trailer. It's so good. I love it. And I just wanted, I mean, since I don't make videos like this so often, I just wanted to take this time to shout out some other great trailers that I saw. So this One Piece trailer, the teaser trailer specifically for the Netflix show, this one trailer got me to see the show. If this trailer hadn't been made, I wouldn't have even seen the show because I wasn't even that interested in it. Show itself is pretty good. I'd recommend it, especially if you're already a One Piece fan. But the music in this trailer is so good. It doesn't even show up in the actual show itself, which makes me so sad. This is like music that was tailor-made for this trailer. And this trailer is so good. The music especially is so good. So this Onimusha trailer. Now, I haven't even... The show is already out. I haven't even seen the show. I don't really even have any... I don't have that much interest in seeing the show. But the trailer is so good. It's like hauntingly beautiful. I just love it. I love this trailer. Such a good trailer. And another trailer made by Universal Pictures, which is the same studio or same company that's making The Wild Robot, that I just wanted to shout out real quick, is Monkey Man. I saw this trailer a little while back, and it just kind of stood out to me. It stood out in my memories. Now, I don't know how I feel about the movie itself. I don't know how I feel about... Like, I enjoy the trailer. I don't know how I'm going to feel about the movie itself. I don't think it's even out yet. My interest in watching the movie is kind of like in the middle. Maybe I'll watch it, maybe I won't. I mean, I'm not super duper. I'm kind of like in the middle, but the trailer itself was really interesting. I just like the way the trailer shot. Again, well edited, good music. Man, I want to make some trailers at some point. You know what I mean? Like, these trailers are just so good. And this trailer in particular is also really good. One thing that you might criticize about the trailer is the fact that it kind of reveals, at least it seems like it reveals a lot about the plot. I have no idea what the plot of this movie is, so it could just be like a tiny fraction of it. It could be the whole thing. I don't really know. But it kind of, you just get a sense of what the movie's about. But even with that, like, I still think it's a great trailer. The music choice is perfect. I think it's very well edited. There's some great shots in here, which, again, I just really appreciate. So just in conclusion, I'm just excited for this movie. I just want to watch it. I just want to talk about it real quick, just because I just love... this gave me an excuse to talk about, one, my love of robots becoming human type movies and AI, and it also gave me the chance to talk about animation, which I love. It gave me a chance to talk about like great trailers that I've seen in recent time. So just gave me an excuse to talk about a bunch of different stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure this video is gonna be way longer than I intended it for it to be. I was gonna make it like super duper short, but oh well. I mean, it kind of is what it is. Yeah, well, the thing about the only thing I'm thinking about in terms of this movie is I kind of hope that there's some surprises. You kind of get the sense that you could predict this entire movie just from the trailer. Like, yeah, I know exactly what's gonna happen. Like, even if everything I think is gonna happen happens and there's no surprises, I think I'm still gonna love the movie, which is why I want to talk about it so much. Like, even as predictable as it could be, I know I'm just gonna love it. But I'm really curious to see if there's any surprises or something like a twist or something that I'm not expecting that happens in the movie. Like, when I eventually do watch it. When does this come out? Wow, in theaters September 20th. That is way further out than I thought it is. Wow, I'm going to have to wait a while to see this movie. All right, well, either way, I'm still excited to watch it. Just wanted to talk about it real quick. And yeah, there you go. That's my thoughts. Take care, y'all.